All right. So if you all remember from 2 weeks ago, you guys were transported back um, to your universe's Earth in 1947 to attempt to stop the Romulan that was attempting to destroy Earth. You were successful in that endeavor, and the captain of the time ship you were involved with um, transported not only the Romulans and the ship back, or at least their time for the face trial for the Romulans, but they also transported the crew, the expedition crew, back to exactly where they were when the event took place. When you guys went back to your respective positions, I think the captain was in a cemetery or a memorial in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Um, I'm on the streets in San Francisco. 'Cause I went to visit. I was in a cemetery to visit the grave of someone she served with, and then she would. When the alert went out, she ran to Starfleet Command because something strange was going on. Because it was like
okay.
green.
All right. So you were heading to Starfleet Command. Cool. Nadan, I believe, was in the middle of a hike.
That's correct, yep.
Remind me which state.
Wyoming at
Okay.
Yellowstone.
All right. Oh yeah, that's right. Yellowstone. Casey, we all know is on Earth space dock. DeGrasse, where were you at?
I want to say I was at my beach, I think. Yeah, Fiji.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I remember now. And I cannot for the life of me remember where Mendrock was.
I went to the Station Academy
Okay.
originally,
All right, cool.
and then I went to a shelter when the alarm sounded.
Oh yeah, I do remember the grass fell asleep and got severe sunburn. I recall now. All right. So all of you were transported back to basically right at the moment you guys were brought into the past. Um when you all materialize, um everyone except for Mendrock, you started getting like a headache, dizziness. Some of you almost fell over. I believe Captain Prax was at least brought to her knees by the sheer pain from what you guys can assume is the transport. And so with that, I think we are actually going to start. Hey, come on, roll 20. Stop being difficult. We're gonna start on Earth. I couldn't find a good picture of San Francisco I like, so I guess this will have to do for now. Um, we'll start with Prax. You are trying to run toward the headquarters building.
Right, I think I collapsed, didn't I? And then I believe
Yes. Yeah.
I was in the
So
intense pain.
so yeah. So actually, I think we'll take it from this point. Is that your character? Your doctor character?
Michael Pearson, yes.
Okay. So on the grounds of Starfleet headquarters, Captain Prax, you collapse again in the grounds, and Doctor Pearson, you see the captain fall over in what appears to be a mild amount of pain.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is, sorry, run over and run a quick tricorder scan to see if I can determine what is going on.
Right, and Captain, you see the doctor come up, so feel free to act if you wish.
I'm fine. I need to get inside and figure out what's going on.
You don't seem to be fine, Captain. You seem to be in a lot of pain. If you'll give me just a second, I can at least try to mitigate it.
Sits up on the curb.
And you let him run a scan?
Yeah.
All right, doctor, this is going to be a difficulty 1, reason or control with your medicine score.
Would emergency medicine count as a focus?
Uh,
Or genetics?
yeah, I'll take one of those.
Okay. And with it being just difficulty 1, I'm just going to roll 1 dice. Or not 1 dice. Ugh. Do I have...
Man, this is
That's
the
a
first time I get to start with 12 threat. This is awesome.
that's a natural 20. There's nothing I can do right off the bat to, unless, sorry, new character, new talents. Ah, snap, wrong button. New character, new talents. I gotta figure these out.
I don't think I've ever. I don't recall what the practice makes perfect does.
I think that's if I succeed at it, then I reduce the difficulty next time.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to automatically negate that, so.
All right, I think I'm actually going to take it as threat in this case because I do enjoy threat,
Okay.
and you guys will get a momentum on it. And I sent you something on Discord
Yeah.
message.
Captain, it appears that you're going through some type of cellular degradation, and it's getting worse as time goes by. I can probably alleviate the symptoms a little bit, but I'm gonna need more time to study this.
How long do I have?
Um, I guess that would be a momentum spend for a question.
Yes.
Depending upon if the degradation accelerates even more, it could be as soon as a few days, but as far out as a few months, Captain, before complete cellular degradation.
Must be the side effect of jumping through time. Alleviate the symptoms. I need to make a report to Starfleet Command. If you can, please.
Understandable.
Sorry, that should be would not know.
Yeah, I was just checking for player knowledge. That's all. I'm guessing control medicine to alleviate the symptoms.
Yeah, controller daring, diff 0.
Okay. And I'm guessing,
You're basically just given a hypo.
yeah, and I'm guessing my genetics focus comes into play.
Probably not for this.
Then the emergency medicine.
That'll be fine. Alright, get 2 momentum. If I can get my sound effects.
You should be good, Captain, at least here in a few seconds.
And Captain, you do start to feel much better. You still feel a little groggy, a little dizziness, but it's a lot better than what it was.
Thank you. And because the sheet won't pull up, what's your character's rank?
It is Lieutenant Commander.
Thank you, Commander. She kind of probes for a.
Pier- Pearson.
Thank you, Commander Pearson.
Not at all, Captain. Just make sure that your CMO on board the ship, at least I can forward my findings to the ship, and you can have your CMO give you a better once over once you're back aboard.
I will have the medical staff be briefed
Understandable.
on that. Speaking of which, if you're not busy, could you look into some of my senior staff members to check on their whereabouts while I go brief command on something?
Uh,
Commander
oh,
DeGrosse, Lieutenant Commander Casey, and Lieutenant Mendrock, and Lieutenant Nudon. They went through a similar. They may have gone through something similar that I
was it to the extent that you experienced, Captain?
did. I can't be sure of that.
Okay, and I guess I just start pulling up names and locations on my pad or whatever.
Your pad is actually not functional. No doubt from the EMP pulse caused by the coronal mass injection.
Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Because it was active and the tricorder wasn't. Gotcha.
It's basically yes.
Okay. So. Hmm. I guess I'll walk over to a terminal and try.
Most of the terminals around you also appear to be disconnected, but you do think that you might be able to get one powered on.
One. Okay. Oh, I got
Yeah,
it.
give me a control engineering roll.
Oh, goody. So my talent, I'm a doctor, not an engineer, comes into play.
Probably. Remember
Which
what that does?
I spend my point of determination and I get to roll my medicine score instead of my engineering score. It does not have to be linked to a value.
Oh, nice. This is a diff 2 anyway. try to get one back up. Maybe try to find one that maybe wasn't on or in a standby mode, or
Yeah,
maybe one that got fixed.
yeah, I'll spend 1 momentum, and you said control engineering?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, control medicine,
Are,
and
are you using your determination?
yes, I've already spent it. And I used 1 momentum, so.
So it'd be. Oh no, never mind. It doesn't count as extra dice. Cool. Yeah, nearby, some of the information terminals were powered down for maintenance. Um, so the maintenance crew were able to you not the maintenance crew, but you were able to power them back on with your okay knowledge of computers.
Okay. And can I get a location on the other crew members?
Yeah. DeGrasse was put in for a shore leave to Fiji. Um, Lieutenant Nadan in a wilderness hike in Wyoming. Mendrock at the Daystrom Institute, and you were able to get something for Casey as having just arrived at Earth's space dock.
Okay. Well, Captain, I've got a location on your the other 4 members of your senior staff, if you would like.
See if you can't get in touch with them. I will need to go brief.
The Admiralty.
Yes, the Admiralty. There's really gonna
Where
be
would you like me
trouble.
to set a rendezvous point for them?
Keep me informed of their whereabouts. As a terms for a rendezvous point, if they need to be transported to the nearest medical department or beamed back up to the expedition if the expedition is still functional from the CME.
Understood. I'll see what I can do, Captain.
Thank you, Commander.
And Pearson will start to head off.
All right. So I think we'll stick with the captain for a little bit longer. And we'll come back to Fearson later. Captain, what are so you just were given a little hypo. You feel better. What's your next steps?
To head to the Admiralty and report the actual what the cause of the abnormal CME.
All right. So you enter the headquarters building, and it's a very hectic scene. Engineering crews, security crews are all running to their emergency positions. It very much looks like kind of like a definitely an emergency situation. Even looks at people who probably were not on shift, came in after the widespread power outages. Most of the terminals are offline. The building itself, um, if it's not lit up by the exterior windows, you could definitely tell that there is emergency power flowing through it. There's people coming and going, yelling, screaming, parts flying everywhere as they're trying to frantically get power restored to the building. You eventually make your way to the building, to Admiral Paris's office, and again, he's barking orders, taking whatever pads he can, saying, get that done, send this team there. Again, very hectic, very confusing by everybody. To look up, Captain, what can I do for you?
Uh, Admiral, I know the cause of the abnormal CME. Why was it a traditional one?
He'll put down the pad you're going. Report, Captain.
It would appear that a group of Romulans, part of a house, which I can't remember the name, attempted to um, rewrite Earth's history, which in a way they did succeed. I'll go more in depth to keep time short, but there could be another Romulan vessel cloaked within the system. They appeared that they traveled in time. I had a little help from people from the future, which this gets into the temporal time directive.
Do you know the status or whereabouts of these Romulans, Captain?
They should be close to the sun, Soul Star, if they're still there.
This is exactly what I needed today. Can we get a status update on the expedition? He yells out of his office toward an orderly. Captain, take what crew you can and try to locate this Romulan threat if they're still there. I effect a full report on my desk when this is all over, Captain.
Of course, Admiral. Um, Keep in mind, I'm experiencing some side effects from jumping in through time. My first officer may need to take over.
Understood, Captain, if you feel that is necessary. But stopping these Romulans, if they're attempting what you say they are, they must be stopped at all cost.
Yes, Admiral. Does her comm badge work?
It does not.
As she exits the Admiral's office, she's going to find a yeoman to find a way for her to get beamed up to the expedition.
The yeoman says a shuttle would be the best way at the moment.
Any shuttles available? Yeoman?
Yes, Captain. Here's a requisition order, sir.
She fills it out and goes to the area where the shuttle is located at.
One will be ready for you when you get down there, Captain.
Thank you, yeoman.
Okay, we'll move back to the doctor. Doctor, when you split from the captain, what do you do? Doctor?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, had my headphone muted. So I was headed to. Actually, I was gonna go in order of distance. So I think the next one that I would go to would be Nadon.
Okay, the question is, of course, how are you getting there?
Uh, I guess it would have to be shuttle.
All right, so for sake of saving a little bit of time, I'll just have you roll a presence command
Oh boy.
to difficulty 2 to procure a shuttle.
Okay. Um.
As you know, they figure your situation is non-emergency.
Uh. Yeah, they probably would. However, I don't see it that way. But yeah, understandable. I'm gonna have to spend a momentum on this because it's not my best stats, but it's an okay stat. Ooh.
Yeah, you get 3 momentum out of that. As it would turn out, it appears that the shuttle hangar has recently been restocked with brand new shuttles, and they have a bunch of them. So you have no problem getting a brand new, fresh, shiny new shuttle to fly around.
And it just so happens that they're EMP shielded.
They were in the off position when that happened.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal roll. If he had anything to give him a focus.
Well, the only thing I had would have been cultural studies, and I don't think that would have worked.
But okay, yeah, you get your shuttle and a few couple minute um a few minute ride to Wyoming. Oh, 3 momentum. You land in Wyoming at a like a tourist like a hiking path, it has like a few buildings. In the meantime, we'll go to Nadan, who again after returning to this plane of existence, um you find yourself inside like the visitor center. Um, Again, here all the power's been knocked out. There's no emergency backup here because it is a remote location. But it is still, midday, so it's, you don't have problems seeing or anything. But you hear people grumbling, a lot of shock, a lot of confusion about what's going on. You did kind of see a bright flash in the sky.
Well, given, is there a source of water in the visitor center?
The only sources of water would come from the replicators, which just so happen to be offline.
Ah, that's a problem. Okay. Is there like any kind of metal container nearby?
What kind are you looking for?
Just like a pot or something of that nature. Um, my reasoning is that generally speaking, in a arid or semi-arid environment, you're looking at about 2.5 to 3 days of being able to survive without water. So I'm looking for supplies to get people organized to grab uh to secure a source of water. We already have shelter, so that we can hole up for as long as we need to until supplies and or rescue comes.
High or low, Nadan?
Low.
It's low enough for me. Um, Inside this, there's like a little, kind of like a little store that sells like survival kits, sleeping bags, tents, survival rations. For the people that are going like deep wilderness. So there's some emergency rations. There might be a water purification kit, maybe a few cooking pots and pans that people are able to purchase through here. But
Cool.
again, vast majority of the supplies are replicated.
Yeah. I will see about touring a pot and then go see if there's like um a stream or something reasonably nearby that could be a source of fresh water.
There is. You know this location fairly well. It is in a close proximity to a river outlet.
Great.
Um, obviously it needs to be purified and such. Animal waste and the like that could get into the water supply, but everything you need is there. Nature wise, it's there.
That's good. I'll see if I can. Do people generally seem calm, or do they seem pretty on edge and nervous?
Varying degrees. There's a few that are, like the more you could definitely tell they're there to be a tourist. They're more nervous. The people that are there for the hiking, although a little worried visibly, they figured they could get through this just fine.
Okay. And for the scanning the instructions on the water purifiers, about how much assuming the average person needs about 2 liters of water a day for survival purposes, how many days worth of water for the number of people here do we have?
You figure with the water purification supplies that were on hand, you could probably get maybe 100, 125 liters of purified water just with the kits.
Okay. And about how many people are here?
Let's roll a random dice. Go away, Discord. About 20, 25-ish.
Oh. So we can survive long enough. That food is going to be an issue. That's good. Genuinely speaking. All right. Yeah, so I'll see if there's a few other folks who seem to be fairly experienced, and we'll see if we can start, setting up a makeshift shelter in the visitor center with like beds and things like that.
Okay, give me a presence science roll.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
I am on the wrong page.
You're trying to explain survival skills and how to do this, how to do that to people that may or may not know how.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I tried.
You probably are able to get, you know, maybe 7 of them to actually get to do what you're trying to tell them to do. The rest of them seem to be more in shock than anything. And, because they've had their creature conference, they think that this will, be a temporary thing.
And it probably will. Part of this exercise is just to keep people busy.
Yeah. Um, while you're coming back from fetching some water from the local stream, overhead you hear a shuttle fly by and land near the compound.
Huh. I'll go out to meet the shuttle, I assume.
And stepping out of the shuttle is a lieutenant commander.
I guess I recognize Nadon from seeing her file.
Yes. Now Nadon definitely has the looks of being outdoors for, hiking and stuff. So, she has some dirt on her clothes, probably windswept hair. Definitely could tell she's gotten a little bit of sun.
Ah, Lieutenant Nadon. Lieutenant Commander Pearson.
Greetings, Lieutenant Commander. I'm surprised someone of your rank would be looking for me in particular. To what do I
Special,
owe the honor?
special request from Captain Prax, actually. Apparently, her and a few of the senior staff from the expedition have been through something a little bit strange,
That
and
would be
some of
putting
them
it mildly, Lieutenant Commander.
are experiencing side effects.
would this side effect have anything to do with a piercing headache? Dizziness, nausea, those sorts of things?
Those, from what I saw of Captain Prax, those might be symptoms of what is happening, yes. You mind if I run a medical scan real quick?
Please, by all means.
Give me that medical roll, diff 1.
Okay. Okay. So, a little bit better than the condition I found Captain Prax in. But still the same cellular degradation.
Biology isn't my area of expertise, but I'm guessing that's a bad thing.
That it is. Basically, the bonds between your cells have begun to degrade, and eventually, if it's not, shall we say, repaired, you'll essentially disintegrate.
That sounds pleasant. Forgive the sarcasm, Lieutenant Commander. It's a lot to take in, especially after the experiences I've had. I assume that you wouldn't have come all this way if you didn't want me to go back with you. Is that right, Lieutenant Commander?
Well, the captain specifically asked me to check in on the senior staff. She didn't mention any specific rally point. However, uh, I believe uh, that most of the electronic equipment that was on during the time of whatever it was, it has been rendered inoperable due to an electromagnetic pulse from what I'm seeing. I'm not very well versed in engineering, but I know enough to get by.
Okay. Is there any estimate as to when power systems will be back online, or do we just not know the level of the damage yet, Commander?
I have not been informed about anything up to this point about damage or anything of such. However, the condition that I did see Starfleet Command in was pretty desperate.
I'm not I'm not an inexperienced engineer myself. I'm pretty proficient. I might be able to assist with the effort to bring things back online up at the command center. And that would put me somewhere more convenient for you than way out here.
Which is understandable. However, you do have all these people here who need, well, I'm guessing food and water.
Yes, that's correct. I've calculated that they have enough water to last for about 2 months. Considerably less food than that, although perhaps with some trapping supplies and things like that, they could become self-sufficient for a short period at least. But they'll need supplies and reinforcements sooner rather than later.
Understood. Good grief, we're at Wyoming, the Welcome Center in Wyoming. Okay. If it's all right with you, I will attempt to make a report to Starfleet Command and see if we can have somebody out here to attempt and help with relief supplies. Uh, I am actually currently next. I think I am on my way to Either Fiji or the Daystrom Institute. You are the second person that was on my list. Well, first, after Captain Prax requested that I check in on the rest of our senior officers, but oh well.
Very well. Well, I can attempt to get the power systems here up and running, so the civilians are at least have the replicators active. While you're doing that, if that works for you, Lieutenant Commander.
That'll work for me. I will attempt to get a message to Starfleet Command and see if I can have relief supplies sent on the way, and forward a message to Captain Prax that you are well and have been treated.
That, thank you, Lieutenant Commander. As a question, do you by chance have a functional tricorder to spare? Maybe
Uh,
a toolkit? Supplies here are pretty sparse.
uh, just 1 second. And he ducks back into the shuttle and starts looking about, seeing if, extra tricorder, maybe a engineering toolkit.
It's a shuttle, so everything you'd need would be in there.
Okay. And he'll walk back out with them and say, well, here's what I could find.
Thank you, Lieutenant Commander. This will help quite a bit if the power systems and replicators here can be repaired. What this gives me the tools to do so.
That it does. I will leave you to your work. I will attempt to have help on its way. Do you have a method of communication right now?
No, I do not. The the radiation pulse seems to have destroyed my communicator.
He'll think for a minute. I'm guessing the shuttle also has, like, either the ability to replicate or has spare comm badges on it.
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
Good. So he'll go in and grab one and
I basically gave you that. I think it was a Type 7 that it's basically
okay.
like has everything you could possibly imagine in it.
So he actually grabs two, because if hers isn't working, then his probably isn't working, replaces his, and then hands her the other one.
Yep.
I'll accept it. Thank you, Lieutenant Commander.
Not a problem, Lieutenant Nadon. If you need me, feel free to get in contact with me. Although I don't know how many of the, well, comm badges, if my memory serves me correctly, has enough range to reach around the planet if need be. Unless, something's blocking the signal. But like I said, I'm not an engineer, so.
All right. Well, safe travels, Lieutenant Commander. Good luck.
You too, Lieutenant. And thank you.
All right. So Nadon's staying to try to make repairs. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
All right. Doctor, where are you heading next?
I think I'll head to Lieutenant Commander Cassie next.
He is on Earth Space Dock.
Oh, sorry, Commander DeGraw.
Okay. All right, Commander DeGrasse. Are you back, DeGrasse?
Yes.
Okay. So you find yourself waking up or coming back to transported back um on the beaches of Fiji. Um they didn't seem to do anything about your sunburn, unfortunately. Um but again, you rematerialize here, and you still have the headache, the dizziness. You almost if you do fall over, it's because of the sunburn, not so much for the dizziness, but you do find yourself on the beach um, with your chair, probably your drink with an umbrella in it. And as far as the people on the beach can tell, it's another day. You know, they saw like a bright flash in the sky, and went about their beach life, so to speak. So there's still people playing beach volleyball, swimming.
Nice. Uh, so DeGrasse will rub the bridge of his nose and take a big old swig of his drink. Get a little bit of a buzz going, and then yeah, he's gonna gingerly step up from his beach chair, and then start heading up the beach and see what he finds.
And again, since you're kind of in a tropical resort, so there's not a lot of technology here anyway. You might pass by a like a restaurant or two and be like, and hear like something like the replicator's not working again, call the repairman, things like that. But as far as you could tell, it's a pretty standard day here.
Gotcha. Uh, would he be aware of any way of communicating with the rest of the crew? I'm assuming there would be sort of like a transporter sort of location. Yeah.
Yeah, there would be a transporter location. Pretty much
Okay.
every place has some type of, or
Sure.
would have some type of transport coordinates. And of course, you are Starfleet officer. You would have your comm badge nearby, just in case you needed to be reached.
Gotcha. Yeah. So he's gonna grab his comm badge first on the way to the transporter pad and give it a tap.
Of course, it should be as no surprise your comm badge is not working.
As expected. Uh, Either way, he still takes it because he knows he's in tourist garb, and then heads to yeah, like the transporter location.
When you get to the transport location, the scene is very hectic. There's a lot of angry screaming, yelling. People are wanting to get back, to wherever they came from, and they're saying, "Why is it not working? Get it fixed! I demand to go home." And there's maybe 10 or so people waiting in line, most of them angry. They have their bags packed. There's the attendant saying, "I'm sorry, the transporter's down. We're working to try to get it fixed, but this seems to be a widespread problem." You keep hearing things like that. The more he tries to explain, the more the people tend to get angry. And it's just very loud and full of angry people.
Reminds me of a amusement park ride being down. Um, so he's gonna go find either the attendant or if there's a mechanic or some other technician trying to work on it.
Um, yeah, it's just the one guy that's stationed here. I mean, you know, it's still Starfleet technology, so they might have like a Starfleet officer here, or it could be a civilian. But they got one person trying to work. When you approach, he says, "I'm sorry, sir, the transporters are down right now. I cannot transport anyone at the moment."
Uh, Understood. Do you mind if I take a look at it?
You're knowledgeable with transporters.
Uh, More theory than practice, but I've had some experience working on a few transporters, and I have a bit of engineering experience. I could give it a shot.
I'd welcome the help. I think I narrowed it down uh to the power regulators, but I can't be sure.
Okay.
Give me a reason or insight engineering difficulty of 2.
Um, yeah, I'm assuming computers probably wouldn't work for a focus.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'll burn a momentum. What the hell? Nope.
Um, so you kind of you look there, you look at the tricorders, and he says, and you think that he's probably right. You know, maybe you think they might need to be replaced. You know, try replacing them, see what happens, type thing.
Ah, well, looks like you're right. Doesn't look like I can really help you out here.
I guess I'll try replacing the power relay coils. Maybe that'll get it working.
Well, I'll check back in a little bit. Um, see if you have it up and running, I guess. And DeGrasse, I mean, I guess at this point, there's no way off the islands. There's no communicators that seem to work. So he's just going to head back down to the beach.
On your way down to the beach, flying, you know, maybe a few hundred feet above the shoreline is a shuttle that seems to land pretty close to your location. You know, probably lands it on the beach too, depending on. Yeah, he lands it on the beach. Let's do that.
DeGrasse will brush off some of the sand that's been kicked up on his clothes and just kind of do a big wave to the shuttle and, run up to it.
And as you run up, out steps Lieutenant Commander here.
Commander DeGraw.
Lieutenant Commander, looking for a nice beach vacation? Or are we here
Afraid,
for official business?
I'm afraid this is more official business, sir. Requests of Captain Prax, actually.
How is the captain? Is she well?
She is well. When I first saw her, she had a severe case of cellular degradation. I have met up with Lieutenant Nadon, and she had the same. Uh, Captain Prax asked me to check in on each of the senior staff and make sure everybody was okay, and just take a look. I'm not really here to interfere with your leave, but all methods of communication across the planet right now, unless the device was offline or powered down at the time, is actually inoperable.
Yeah, well, that sounds pretty serious. I think
And
we'll be
he'll
cutting my leave short in that case.
he'll reach into his pocket, toss you a different communicator.
Ah, thank you. And
You mind if I run a medical scan while we get underway, sir?
please do. Yeah, I had a headache and felt dizzy and, well, a little gassy to be honest. So please do.
The same medical roll for you.
Okay.
2 momentum. And I'm not. Did you guys tick down for the one DeGrasse used?
I don't think so.
Cool. Let me type this out to you.
Okay. Well, sir, it's not the worst case of cellular degradation I've seen. However, with the sunburn and slightly elevated blood alcohol level, Of course, nothing out of the ordinary for you other than the sunburn.
You already know me too well.
Oh, I've been looking over your file, sir.
Hmm.
Plus, who else goes on a vacation in Fiji?
Well, hopefully I might be able to surprise you yet.
Probably. But there is signs of cellular degradation. I do have the ability to treat that right now. Uh,
Well, by all means, do what you must. Wait, did you say that you do have the means or don't have the means?
I do have the means to at least mitigate the symptoms right now.
Perfect.
To fully go through everything, I would require a med bay.
Perfect. Uh, I'm at your mercy. Do whatever you can.
Now, question for the GM.
Yes.
Xenobiology.
Would apply because he's a trill. What was this roll for? Sorry.
Mitigate the symptoms of his.
Oh yeah. Probably get a momentum out of that.
Well, Commander, currently the only other person on planet that I have left to check up on is Lieutenant Mendrock, uh, somewhere over in the Daystrom Institute. And then I believe Lieutenant Commander Cassie is up on ESD.
Well, hopefully ESD is, well, functioning, at least partially.
Agreed. But I was going to leave the call up to you, sir, since you are now the ranking officer from the expedition that is on board. I'm not a member of the crew, so.
Well, I'm open to your thoughts. I would say, given the widespread damage done to, well, seemingly any piece of technology that had power at the time, I would say Mendrock is probably the next logical choice. He would be useful to have on board in case we run into anything challenging.
Understandable, sir. Well then, pilot, oh good grief, Daystrom Institute, please. We're looking for Lieutenant Mendrock.
Yes, sir. DeGrasse, you going with? Are you staying here?
I am going with.
All right. You probably go. I guess you already did grab your belongings technically. So yeah, so cool.
Still have the drink in hand on the shuttle. I'm not flying it.
All right. We will head up to. So while you guys are flying to the next location, we will head up to Earth Space Dock. Um, Commander Casey, when are you here, Casey? Just want to make sure everyone's back.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. You wake up in your same spot on. I say wake up, but you rematerialize on your same spot on Earth Space Dock. Um, a similar thing to here as in Starfleet headquarters. Everyone's running around trying to get power restored. You could definitely tell that you're running by emergency lighting only. You know that red glow. I should probably turn on a red alert siren somewhere. Red alert's been. Oh, sorry. Red alert's been activated as well.
Is
So
is artificial gravity functioning?
yeah, like the artificial gravity is still functioning, life support's still functioning. You know, like emergency backups kicked on for some of the more important ones. You could probably say that some of the artificial gravity is turned off in some of the less critical areas. But in most of the major hubs and walkways, it's been powered back on by at least emergency power.
Very good. Uh, Casey is a man of action, thus, so I imagine he's trying or would like take off a panel and try and see if he can uh get some like lights and like consoles working in the lounge.
Okay. So obviously, definitely the lounge is not a priority. But you can definitely see and try to see if you could fix it. Give me a insight or reason with engineering difficulty 2 to see if you could diagnose what's wrong here.
Um, take a momentum, or I'll spend a momentum rather. No thread. ah, guess I don't know.
Man, the engineering rules today.
What you're talking about, I made one and
Things wrong.
succeeded, and I have an engineering score of 1.
But there's probably several things that are probably wrong. Like the power relays were overloaded. Some of the neural circuitry needs to be replaced. There's a lot of things that stems from a power overload. Um, but that being said, you do feel that you might be able to bypass some of the safety systems if you so feel like it to try to get some power back onto this section.
Casey, I don't think would bypass safety systems just to bring back on lights in the lounge area. So leave that be.
Yep, not a problem. Oh, Captain, you get my message?
Yes.
Um, were you coming up to Earth space dock and then eventually to the expedition, or were you? Okay, perfect. A few moments later, you see some of
You cut out.
I didn't catch that.
giving like a sigh, like, now we got to get the expedition working. Oh, did I
Yeah, I
cut
didn't
out?
catch it. Yeah, I didn't catch what you said. Sorry.
So you overhear some of the maintenance workers that were off duty with you, in the lounge, say, kind of give like a giant sigh and like are murmuring among themselves. Now we got to get the expedition working too.
um, he'll walk up and say, "Excuse me, what did you just say about the expedition? I'm the chief of security aboard."
Apparently, we got to get it in working order on orders of Admiral Paris.
Yes. And are any of the transporters working, or will any of them be working in the very near future?
We got teams working on that right now, but getting main power back online is the priority, sir.
Are there any shuttlecraft?
So it is docked in Earth space dock. It's going through its retrofits and
Oh,
everything.
okay. In that
So
case,
it's in here.
very good. I didn't know if it was in one of those, like, they have like those like weird dry docks like float around.
Yeah. No, it's docked in here. It's like you were going through some retrofits, but instead of putting it in one of those in space ones, it's just docked here because it ultimately was almost finished.
In that case,
Probably a
Casey's
few
gonna make
computer upgrades left.
Casey is gonna make a beeline to the expedition and I guess go onto the bridge and see if, or like, get a report on what's happening, or when the
All
captain
right.
gets there.
While you are making your way toward the expedition, as you turn onto the docking ring, it's kind of like you and Captain Prax both kind of turn the corner and kind of run into each other as you get to the docking pylon on the ship. You know, heading toward the ship.
Mr. Casey.
Captain, what's going on? I just heard a rumor that the expedition was to push off.
Yes, we're gonna go to the point where we believe where the Romulans. You do remember that, right, Mr. Casey?
Yes, of course.
To see if there's another ship there.
I see. A logical course of action.
Uh, did you hear from the engineering teams? Is the expedition ready to head out?
I haven't myself been aboard, Captain. I'm just coming on now. Is there anything you'd like me to do? I could head down to engineering and see what their status is.
Go ahead and do that. We'll have to get Lieutenant Mendrock back up here, along with the rest of the senior staff, as soon as we can. I'll be on the bridge to coordinate things up there.
Yes, sir.
And you two head back to the ship. Or head onto the ship, I should say.
Yes.
Casey will head down to engineering.
All right, cool. We'll head over to I guess I could have kept that on. We'll head over to Mendrock, who is in the Daystrom Institute. Are you back, Mendrock?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh wow,
Just been
that's loud.
listening.
All right. So you're in the Daystrom Institute. Again, when you know you come back to this. You're transported back to where you were when you first left. Um, and again, a similar situation. You know, most of the power's been out, but here there's not so much panic. You know, because it's a Daystrom Institute and ultimately it is a teaching thing. Most of the staff are using this as an opportunity to train some of their students. So although power is out, um, no one's panicked. Everyone's calm and in control. You know,
Mhm.
there's small engineering teams at all the panels saying, okay, scan this. You got to you got to flip this breaker. You know, like the whole how you would repair, you know, power relay coils. You see a few students bringing back and forth a bunch of bioneural circuitry. You know, this bioneural packs. Um,
Mhm.
you know, to replace throughout the admin, you know, to replace throughout the building that they've blown. Um, you know, you see a lot more computers are coming back online. You know, main power's pretty much been restored in many critical areas.
All right. Well, I'm a little in the hand, um, but I'm going to see if I can reach either other crew or the ship and check on them first, since it looks like things here are okay.
Testing.
I can hear you.
Alright, I heard you. Okay.
It looks like mine went out. Hold on. Let me looks like my interface desynced, so let me restart.
Okay. So I'm not going nuts.
Looks like Ed just got hit by the CME.
Well, it's stormy here, so I was worried the storm was interfering.
Yeah, we had our storms yesterday. So you're probably getting the same ones we got.
Oh, I'm sure I am. Because, they said 100, they said 60% chance a day or so ago, but then today, now it's 100% chance all night
Damn.
with a flood warning, too.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, luckily, I have a creek in my backyard, so hopefully it will drain. But I'm not in a flood zone, but the road might be. Outside my porch and the road might get a little deep. It got real deep a week or two ago when it rained the last time.
Yeah.
It rained heavy for like 2 days.
Meanwhile, over here, we're looking at snow within the week.
Yeah,
That's Canada.
my family in Wisconsin relatives up there have had snow all week. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister lives in Nova Scotia, and they're normally actually warmer than us, but this year they had snow. Second week of October, almost 2 weeks ago now.
Wow.
Definitely hasn't snowed in Halifax.
Snowed in Antigonish. I think it was like 10 centimeters, and it was gone the next day, but yeah, it was still snow.
And I didn't hear about that, actually, but I live under a rock sometimes.
Yeah.
It's been actually still kind of uncomfortably warm with the level of moisture we have here right now. Still running the fan and windows open pretty much constantly in my room. Supposed to cool off next week, though. I think we're basically at the end of this nonsense. Getting into winter.
Here we haven't really broken. We haven't broken double digits in about a week and a half, and I don't think we're gonna again until spring, honestly.
But we've been double
Still
digit.
like
Yeah, constantly.
the high tomorrow is 7 degrees.
As all of us Americans start typing in 7 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. So
it's like I think high 40s, low 50s, if memory serves.
that sounds about right. About 45.
Oh, okay. Mid 40s.
Yeah, we saw snow week and a half ago maybe, but that was at elevation now. So,
Yeah.
In Montana, Wyoming. So.
Yeah.
Not something that I know we're looking forward to, but
Yeah, I got my winter tires on Friday, mainly because I live in a valley with very steep sides. So if you don't get your winter tires on before the first snow, you're kind of stuck until it melts. Otherwise, you won't so much drive down the hill as slide down it.
I did put my winter tires on last weekend because oh my god, my summer tires were not road legal. They were so bald
Oh.
and shredded. But I was like, I am not buying new summer tires in like September.
Yeah. Well, I
I'm not
mean,
doing it.
it would be a good time because they'd be on sale, right?
I don't know. Well, I'm just broke. I'm gonna buy it. Well, I'm gonna get a massive tax return. It's gonna be like more than 1,000 next year, I think. So,
Oh, that's good.
because so I'm gonna just buy tires with that, or sell my car.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, note to self, don't play with the cords because it will desync my thing. All right, I don't think I really need my notes. All right, so Mindrek, how much of what I said at all did you hear?
The only thing I heard was the state of the repairs and the students and teachers use it as a teaching opportunity.
All right, cool. I think you mentioned if your communicator works, um,
Or finding a way to communicate,
your communicator, just like the others, does not work.
Okay. Well, see if I can see if I can get one that does work. Or make it work.
You probably have a better idea of how to fix it than anyone else. I'll give you a roll if you want to try to fix it.
Yeah, sure.
Give me a control engineering. We'll make this a difficult 3 because it's delicate work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's lots of them. Okay. Alright, computers is the focus?
No.
Alright. Don't think those will work. I have diagnostics. Would that help?
If you could sell me on it.
Well, figure out what is wrong with it so I can try to repair it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and use that.
Alright. And I'll buy a a third die. So 1 point momentum. In case I need that.
Yeah, it does take you a little bit of time, but you are able to find out what piece is wrong with it and are able to use some of the nearby engineering tools to repair the broken parts of your communicator.
Cool.
And you're at the very least able to get it to chirp. The telltale sign that it works.
Alright. I will tap it and see if I can reach Captain Pratt or Commander Ross.
I know you're for sure able to get a hold of DeGrasse. I am not sure if the captain actually switched your comm badge.
I did not, unless it happened during the shuttle ride up.
So yeah, we'll assume that you did not, and we'll Commander DeGrasse. Yeah, you'll be able to reach Commander DeGrasse. The communicator chirps when you try to reach him.
Alright. Commander DeGrasse? Lieutenant Mentrock?
Lieutenant Mendrock, it's good to hear your voice.
Good to hear yours, Commander.
How is everything on your end?
Well, they're actually repairing things here because this is an engineering school part of the academy. So some of them are using it as a learning opportunity to teach their students, and others are just busy repairing.
Well, lemonade on
I'm
lemons.
I'm repairing my communicator, so I wanted to find out what's going on, if you know anything.
Well, what I do know is that the Lieutenant Commander Pearson, who picked me up, stated that the captain and Nidan are experiencing some after effects from, well, the time jumping that we did. But
Oh yeah, I feel fine.
oh well, that makes one of us, I guess. Um, but no worse for wear, apparently. Maybe some long-term issues that we might have to deal with, but I'm sure
Hmm,
we'll fill you in.
that's disturbing.
Uh, well, do you want to stay local at the institute, or would you like us to pick you up and maybe head back to the expedition?
You can pick me up. It looks like, from what I see, they got teams working here. I mean, it is an engineering school, so I'm sure, and they have power to some of the school, so they've already fixed some of it. So I think they'll be able to handle it without me, and I'm sure the ship needs me. So please pick me up.
Agreed. And DeGrasse will tell the shuttle to land at the Daystrom Institute, and Lieutenant Mendrock will meet you at the shuttle pad.
All right, I'll head out to the shuttle pad and climb aboard.
And yeah, as soon as you get out to the shuttle pad, the shuttle lands almost at the same time that Mendrock, you reach it, and the door opens and you see a con officer. You see Commander DeGrasse and a lieutenant commander you have never met before.
Lieutenant Commander, pleasure to meet you. I am Lieutenant Midnight.
Lieutenant Commander Pearson, I'm a doctor.
I can see that by your uniform, Commander. Um, we do need a medical officer aboard. Will you be joining the crew?
I have not been given official orders as of yet.
Oh, well, nevertheless, it's a pleasure to meet you. I will get on board and strap myself in.
Commander, do you think we should pick up Lieutenant Nadon since we're still down here, or do you think we should head
Yeah,
topside?
yes, I would suggest picking her up since she is the chief science officer, and she's been a fantastic teammate to work with. We have solved many quandaries together. She will probably be needed.
Well, I would have to agree. Let's check on Nadon and well, see if we can get the crew back together. And DeGrasse kind of smiles and leans over to Pearson and says, "You've been pretty impressive so far, from what I can see.
I do have a little bit of command training.
Hopefully, you might be open to a new assignment."
Well, seeing as how my last assignment fell through, I was just waiting for the next one to come by.
I will pretend I didn't hear that your last assignment fell through.
Oh.
and won't inquire any further. But Lieutenant is right. We do have a need for a good chief medical officer. So I'm sure we'll have a conversation with Prax and Command in the future.
Understandable. I'm gonna tap the comm badge. Pearson to Nadon.
Yes, this is Nadon.
How are things going over there in Wyoming for you, Lieutenant?
Uh, GM, how are the repairs attempts going?
What's your engineering score?
Sorry, what was that? You're coming in pretty faint.
Your engineering score.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me?
4. Yeah, I can hear you. You're just super faint on my end for some reason.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot better.
Yeah. What you said your engineering score is 4.
Yes.
You figure that you've isolated the the problem with the power supply. It's just a case of getting the proper parts now, which they don't have.
Oh,
You know, a few burnt out power relay coils,
yeah.
etc., etc.
Well, we've isolated the issue with the power supply here to the power relay coils. Unfortunately, I don't have the spare parts needed to fix it.
Do I hear this?
I'm guessing you do because it's over a comm badge. So
I look in the shuttle since I'm here. See if there's parts that might help.
Give me what would it be? The search insight probably. Give me insight engineering difficulty 2.
Okay. Oh, spend a point of momentum.
Get a momentum back. Yeah, there's a few in the shuttle that you could spare.
I will say we have a few we can spare. Probably won't take but a few moments to fix that. Or they can do it themselves.
you catch that, Nadon?
I did. Thank you. It would be appreciated. I'm not sure if anyone here has the necessary technical skill to replace it, and there's a lot of civilians and not much in way of food supply, so we
Well,
might want to do that before we head out.
yeah,
Uh,
then I'll take care of that once we return to you. Shouldn't take but a moment.
Got Lieutenant Mendrock and Commander DeGraw with me, and we're headed back your way before we head up towards ESD.
Thank you. I appreciate the ride.
No problem. And I'll cut the communicator. Back to Wyoming, pilot.
Yes, sir. And after a few, after about probably 10 minutes, the pilot lands back at the Wyoming Yellowstone Visitor Center.
Well,
I'll grab a toolkit and the power relay doodads and go see about fixing that.
Sorry, what was that, Chief?
I was going to grab a. Well, I may have my own with me, my toolkit, and the power relays that I found, and go see about restoring the power here.
Yep, and you find Nadon inside. Pulled off a few of the panels. Looks like she already pulled out uh the relays that needed to be replaced.
Okay. So go back in and connect them properly and turn it back on.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and give me controller daring with engineering. Uh, we'll call this a difficulty 2, and it can be assisted by Nadon.
Alright. And EPS systems to
Yeah.
oh, cool.
I am no help.
And how many successes do I need?
2.
2. Alright, I'll buy a third die.
And you get it back, and within a few minutes after beginning the work to replace the power relays, running a few diagnostics, you're able to get main power back working at the visitor center, and everything turns back on. The replicators come back on, the lights, the communications come back on in this
Yeah,
location. But
yeah. Well, now I'll hold them at least until somebody comes and or fixes the transporter. Cool. I will head back aboard the shuttle then.
all right, yep, and the back 4 of you are back on the shuttle. Um, and our guests are heading back up to Earth Space Dock now. I don't think any of these people are on here. Captain, you come up to the bridge. Yeah, I don't think you guys would have any of your supporting staff for this. So you have a bunch of like Starfleet NPCs, um, station personnel, um, engineering teams trying to put what they can of the ship back together because there's still panels pulled apart. Um, the view screen's not functional. Everyone's in a race trying to put back what they can.
Who's in charge here?
A nervous looking lieutenant behind you says, I guess I am, sir.
What's the status of my ship, Lieutenant?
We're trying to get primary systems up and running now, sir. We were in the middle of a calibration when the event hit. None of the major systems were damaged. It's just a lot of them were powered down.
ETA when get main systems back online.
Bridge to engineering, and at that we will head to not Mendrock. Casey. Casey, when you get down to engineering, you hear them message down there as you step on. Go ahead, Bridge. When can we get main systems back online? We're having some problems with the warp core containment. Might be an hour. And Casey, you hear this conversation as well as the captain. Did I cut out again?
No, I
I
can
can
hear
hear you.
you.
I think Casey might be away
Casey's
right now.
AFK.
Okay, that's where it is. So Captain, on the bridge, you hear 1 hour.
What is the exact trouble with the problem with the containment field?
We have to realign the dilithium matrix and then reinitiate the warp reaction, sir. You hear over the comm badge.
The expedition was supposed to take on some experimental shuttlecraft. What's the status of those vessels?
They're still sitting in the shuttle bay, sir. Engineering reports that they should be operational.
When Commander Casey arrives in main engineering, have him report to the shuttle bay.
Yes, Captain. In the meantime, the shuttlecraft with the rest of the crew could probably communicate the ship. If you guys so choose to. Let them know you're on the way.
DeGrasse taps his comm badge. DeGrasse, the expedition.
The comms on the expedition are working just fine.
Go ahead, Commander.
Captain, good to hear your voice. Seems you've beaten us up there.
When you get on board, report to the main shuttle bay.
Understood. We should be there shortly.
Have Lieutenant Mendrock head to main engineering and help assist getting the warp core online.
Understood.
Okay, so we're going to finally enter a new scene because I don't think I was keeping track of that at all during all of this. So we'll enter scene 2. I need everyone that was affected by the cellular degradation to please roll me a fitness medicine difficulty 2 task. Keeping in mind any adjustments you need to make. So I think the captain has a +1 difficulty to this and complication range. Everyone else has a increased complication range. The only people that don't have to roll this are the doctor and Mendrock.
Complication range of 2 is the +1 complication range, right?
Yes.
Survival for focus?
Yes.
I will take that focus too. Uh-oh.
Can I spend a momentum for an extra die?
That's why they're here, yeah.
I will do the same.
Oh my gosh.
We all disintegrate in a flash.
Wah, 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 wah. Yeah.
2 threat.
Yep. I don't feel so good.
Bleh.
2 threat GM. I'm spending the last momentum.
Yep, I got it.
Oh my god.
This ship might not have a crew.
Okay,
Mendrock, you're up.
so for everyone that failed once before, your difficulty range is going to increase by 1. Captain, in addition to your other complications, your complication range is going to be a +2 in addition to the +1 difficulty. So for reference for everybody.
So for the third fail, that would be 2 complication plus 1 complication, so 3.
+1 to the difficulty. So that's just the total. You're not adding 2 more.
Gotcha.
It's just your comp range it goes up by 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
yeah. It's just total. So like if you fail a 4th time, it'll be a +2 comp range +2 difficulty, for example.
Gotcha. It's a good question, Prax.
I'll just put my list out. It won't be death, but it will be a lethal injury.
And if you succeed at any point, does that break the cycle, or does it just means you get through that one
You
roll?
just get through that issue.
Nice.
And so basically everybody those on the shuttle as the shuttle's starting to land, captain on the bridge, Casey in engineering, because I believe you all failed. Yes. All of you start getting serious headaches. Captain, you double over on the bridge and are basically brought, almost, you basically, you're able to catch yourself, but, it knocks you off your feet as you fall to the ground. Everyone else is like writhing in pain in their chairs on the shuttle, holding their heads. And Doctor, you're seeing this in the shuttle, perhaps as well.
Well, I'm concerned
And Mendrock, of course.
seeing Ross and Nadon, hunched over, writhing in their seats. Oh dear. This is not good.
I'm going to attempt to.
How can I help, Doctor?
I'm going to attempt to quickly administer something to help with the seizures that they're having.
It's not so much a seizure as it's like a dizziness, headaches.
Okay. So then in that case, it's going to be I'm going to grab Nadon, look to Mendrock, and go, would you mind grabbing Commander DeGraw? We're going to Medbay.
Alright. I grab the commander.
After a few moments, it's probably a good place. We'll go to the shuttle bay. DeGrasse is there, Mendrock's there. Just ignore all those millions of people standing there for now. Nadon and DeGrasse, you guys come to as the Doctor and Mendrock are trying to as carry you guys. Basically, you guys kind of come to.
Ugh. What the hell just happened?
My guess, another hit from the symptoms of your cellular degradation. I'm actually trying to get you to the sick bay right now.
Ugh. Well, please, as quickly as possible.
Understandable, however, I still also have to go and check on the captain, and still need to check on Cassie, too.
I tap my badge. Is the transporters working on the ship? And they just beam us to the medical.
Do you like high or low, Mendrock?
Oh my god. Hi?
They are working.
Excellent. Beam us to the middle. Please.
where's my transporter notes?
Or at
There
least
it is.
beam the commander and the Don and the doctor. And I'll head to engineering probably.
Yep. They give you a site transport directly to the sick bay. Captain, you're on the bridge. Several of the crew basically stop working and try to help you up as you finally come to, from a laying down position on the floor. They help you to your feet. Captain, do you need medical attention?
I'll be fine. Get back to your duties. We gotta get the ship operational.
And down in engineering, Casey, the same thing. Um, Several of the engineering crew help you to your feet and say, "Sir, do you need medical attention?"
Bring me the engineering medical kit.
And they bring it to you.
He's gonna like pull out the strongest painkiller hypo spray and just kind of shoot himself with it.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a roll or not, but
No, it's a hypo spray.
uh,
And you start to feel better. You're still definitely you're feeling the effects.
is Boris around or anyone that recognized me? I guess he'd probably still be in civilian clothing.
Uh, it seems to be the station personnel at this point.
All right, then he'll introduce himself. uh, Lieutenant Commander Casey, Chief of Security and Second Officer. I'm here to find out what the status of main power is and how quickly we can get this vessel pushed off.
We're trying to get the dilithium mix calibrated now, sir. 45 minutes.
Well, I'm not the captain, but I imagine she wants it in half an hour.
We'll see what I can do, sir.
Very good.
Meanwhile, in sickbay. Doctor, you're beamed in the sick bay into the triage ward. Nadon and DeGrasse are placed on the beds. You basically have no medical staff on here.
Okay.
They were not expecting a medical emergency in while they're on space dock. So,
I need to check this. I need to check something. Please tell me this ship
Mendrock,
has...
I assume once they're there, you're probably booking it to engineering.
Yeah, I'm heading to engineering. I just haven't beamed me to engineering.
Before you go, you're gonna hear me yelling, "Send Cassie up here!"
If I see him, I shall.
Oh, this doesn't have that. Okay. The expedition doesn't have that. Oh well. So yeah, first things first, I'm gonna start treating Commander DeGraw.
You talk about the emergency medical hologram.
Yep, that's what I was. That's. But
And
you don't have the talent.
well,
I think we ruled it that in sick bay, you do.
it just takes up some sporting
Yeah.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in sick base, but sick bay only because we don't have the talent.
If they
Okay.
had the talent to be able to go into the
No,
critical
no,
areas.
no. That's the Mark II version, not the one that's in the actual core book. There's two different talents for that. There's one that gives it for shipwide. There's another one that is just for sick bay only, but he doesn't use a crew support.
Bah. It's been a while since we used this guy.
We've
How did
never used him.
how did we rule how we were doing the EMH?
It's just it uses a supporting character. It can only be used.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine.
So
The question is, do we have one?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
we do
stats.
have one. Up the Mark IV. Cool. Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
medium levels of cellular degradation in both Lieutenant Nadon and Commander DeGraw.
Let me pull up my sheet here. Cause?
Possible temporal shifts.
Confirmation of diagnosis.
Tricorder.
He hands you a medical tricorder. Give me a difficulty, reason, or control with your medicine.
Difficulty 3.
Yes.
Genetics, xenobiology, or even infectious diseases, which I don't think counts.
Genetics genetics will probably be good throughout because this is a cellular deal.
Yeah. Take a threat.
All right, I got some info. Oh, I guess the ship assist and the EMH will assist. So if anyone want to roll those, the ship will assist. I guess it would be sensors medicine, so this will be a diff 2.
Don't forget, there's also advanced sick bay for the ship too.
Wait, does that?
You get an
Advanced sick bay
advantage.
gives them 2 advantages, right? He has the roll and then that.
Yeah.
I'll rule that because you don't have the crew. You can only have 1 advantage active. Just because you don't have the personnel to make the other one plausible, but you do have the advanced sick bay facilities, so that one will be in effect.
Understandable.
So you get to choose where that advantage comes in. Right now, with the sensors, it's a diff 2.
Okay.
So you said sensors medicine for the ship?
Yes. And then just need someone to get the EMH assist.
Well, that didn't help any.
Anyone
I
grabbing
can.
the EMH?
I got that. I'm just
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
trying to load the sheet up. Xenobiology for focus.
Yes. All right. So right now, you guys will be getting 2 momentum depending on what you use your advantage for, Doc.
Okay. I'm thinking. Well, I guess I'll just reduce the difficulty one more time, making it diff 1.
Yep. So you guys will get 3 momentum out of it.
It's the only thing I could think of.
And I sent you the info. And while you're stewing on that information, we'll go to engineering. Casey, you and Mendrock, Casey after changing uniform, and Mendrock, you both arrive in engineering at the same time.
Commander Casey, the
I do.
doctor will also see you in medical.
Is it necessary? I've think we
Well,
can.
the, con- the condition is worsening. So you might be dying sooner, I think. So,
Dying.
or, well, something
It's just
serious.
a headache.
Well, I don't know, and it didn't seem to affect me any, but the rest of the command crew seemed to be affected. And if it's bothering you, it doesn't hurt to get looked at. I'm sure the captain would like us functional for whatever we're doing. Um, hate to say it, but I'd rather you not die on me.
Well, hope this is quick. Thank you.
Yeah,
The the engineers said they can get the ship ready to push off in 45 minutes, but
wow.
I'm sure you can find a way to do that faster. You always
Yes.
do.
Yes, I will get right on that.
Very
All right,
good, Lieutenant.
Mendrock, I'll give you an option here.
Alright.
Um, you can do this by the book and take the time required to get everything in working order, or
Mm.
you could bypass the safeties, do
Mm.
and do this quicker. Basically, the difference would be the first task would be an extended task.
Okay.
That would obviously take more time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the half hour to 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you bypass the safeties and maybe not properly calibrate it, you'd basically get a higher difficulty task using your daring, but you'd get it operational in like 10 minutes.
Is it gonna risk blowing up on me? Like that
Um,
stuff?
Things affecting the engines might have a higher complication range, until you could get it aligned properly.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay. Um,
in case you said you were going to sick bay,
Reluctantly, yes.
I will, I will attempt to do it faster because of time of being the essence here.
okay.
I'm worried about the crew and overall the ship because without a crew, the ship is not much of anything.
All right, so let me give you a difficulty here.
Yep. Well, luckily I have one core mechanics and EPS systems for focus, so those should help.
Okay, I'm gonna make this a difficulty 5,
Oh, good lord.
complication 3, daring
Oh,
engineering.
well. Yeah. Okay. And my focus works. One core mechanics or
Yes,
EPS.
yeah.
All right. Um, I will go ahead and buy some dice. Those three will give me two, right?
Yes. Don't forget you also have determination, and
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
although this is not your original crew, you do have engineers in here that you do get your advantage.
Okay.
So you can use your advantage for something.
Yeah.
You have your determination, you have
Can
momentum.
yeah. So can I lower it to four with the advantage?
Yes.
All right. I'll do that, and then I'll use the momentum to buy two dice, and I'm gonna go ahead and spend my determination as well. So I'll make sure I have at least two. And
We have momentum.
yeah, no, I can just buy the. I'll just buy the four or the. I'll just buy the two extra dice with the momentum to start with.
You'll have to give him some threat if you're going up to 4 dice. and spend your determination.
Well, I was just gonna spend the.
Oh, okay. So
Well, I was just gonna roll the dice and not use the determination yet, in case I need it later. Um, problem is that complication range. Uh, oh, I do have cautious engineering, so. So I can reroll one of them. Eh, oh well. Should have spent the determination, I guess.
you can spend your determination to re-roll the 2 dice.
I will do that then.
You have to ask. You have to invoke a value. So
Yeah, trust me, I'm an engineer.
I like that one.
Yeah, closer. Not quite.
All right, so Mendrock, you any other rerolls you can find, or does the result stand?
Let me see. Well, I already spent the one for the cautious engineering. I mean, I got a bunch of milestones. I don't know if any of those can be used for anything. Can I use a milestone to reroll something? No, not really. Have that memorized.
Yeah, you could use one that was by rule, but I'm very liberal with the milestones. You could use it if it's like closely related to the task you're doing. It gives you like a point of determination that you can use. But I'm pretty liberal with that, with how we do milestones.
I mean, I have 12 unused.
Yeah, I'm sure
You know,
one of them fits fixing warp cores.
yeah, I've done a bunch of work for stuff in the past. So,
Yeah, you could get a point of determination if you need it.
alright. So, that one let me re-roll one of them.
Yep,
Alright.
or all if you want. I mean, it might be risky, but you can technically.
I don't think I'm gonna re-roll them all. Cause I don't just freak me out. Um, try to get the one I need. There we go. Ah, thank God for being an engineer.
Sir, the warp core just came online.
Mendrot to Commander Pratt, or Captain Pratt, rather.
go ahead,
Good.
Lieutenant.
Captain, I did some engineering miracle and got one floor on. Try not to push her too hard. Um, Otherwise, might have a little trouble. But she should be good for now. I will hit the engineering team to sort her out when we're done.
Go through and double check all main systems. Make sure everything is online. Lieutenant, we are about to disembark.
Aye, Captain. And I will begin checking everything. Weapons, shields.
All systems are reading functional at full power. There's still a few systems that are sluggish. Computers a little sluggish, but everything seems to be working.
So you should be good to go, Captain.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Mental health.
We have none of the supporting character on board.
At this point, I will give you, I'll give you two more, as they made it back to the ship. They're close by, so I'll give you two crew support. And I took into account that you spent one, so you guys have two to use still.
Any available officer on board, please report to the bridge. Or any available bridge officer, please report to the bridge.
Yep, and that could be whoever you want to pull from. And while you guys have a think on who, I'll go back down to the sick bay. Dr. Commander Casey just walked into the triage area.
Ah, great. Commander Casey, give me just a minute. I'll turn to the EMH and go, begin a directed radiated pulse on both Nadon and, Commander DeGraw.
Doctor, do I know you?
Uh,
Where's Dr. McKenzie?
To answer your question, no, you don't. I am currently trying to save the lives of the commander and lieutenant here. Give me just 1 second. I need to take a look at you too, so give me just a second. Okay, I
Do
do.
this. You could probably scan Casey really quick.
Yeah.
That diff 1 task.
Okay.
Keep in mind you have all the advantages that you need.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just quickly scan him. Just doing a. Oh my goodness.
3 momentum out of it. You do recognize that he does have the degradation, consistent with the other 2.
All right, Lieutenant. I need you over there on that bio bed. You have minor cellular degradation, and it's getting worse. Gotta be daring, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Great. I hate this. I do have.
Oh, Casey, do you go to the bio bed?
Was I ordered to a biobid? I thought he was talking to Nidan.
I believe it was to you.
No, it was to you. Nadon and DeGrasse are already on bio beds.
Yeah, you said, yeah, you said lieutenant, so you're like, yeah.
Sorry.
He's going to, well, Doctor, do you know how long this is going to take? We have a mission at hand. If it's at all possible, I'd like to simply receive something for the pain.
Look, Lieutenant Commander, the best I can do for you, if you just want something for the pain, is treat you and send you on your way for now. But either way, you're going to wind up back here. And when you do, you're gonna wind up being a whole lot worse. This cellular degradation could wind up in cellular separation.
How long will the treatment take exactly?
I don't know.
I have an extended task set up, so however long the extended task takes, but it's going to be happening in conjunction with what's happening on the bridge.
Does my talent surgery savant come into play with this? I'm guessing not.
So this is like a radiation treatment. You know, you're bombarding them with ionized radiation to reverse the cellular degradation and to stop it.
Okay.
So it's not surgery.
Okay. But does the practice makes perfect talent come into play?
Not for the first roll. I think in subsequent rolls it probably would.
Because it says relating to the treatment, so like the scan of them telling me that they were confirming it. Since I did that at the beginning of this scene.
I'm assuming this is in the medical book.
Yeah, I believe so.
Every time we get new players, there's new talents I didn't have. Now I got to figure out what page it's on. Or actually, you don't have that page number for the talents in the medical book handy, do you?
You could just go to the SDA website. It's on there too.
I'm trying to. I don't know if I have the science book or not. I'm checking to
Yep.
see if I've got it.
You said it was not theory and practice. Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
All right, so it says once per scene after the character has succeeded on a medical task related to the treatment of a patient, reduce the difficulty by one. So it only happens once, and it would be probably after it'd be after the first roll. It would turn it on.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I think that's how it would work.
Okay. So
So I think you guys are still in dialogue with Casey, however.
oh, I was
Wait, so I'm a little confused. So is this treatment it's going to happen at the same time like the ship is leaving?
Yeah, while the ship is doing its thing, with the captain's orders, he's going to be running the treatment on Nadon and DeGrasse.
Right.
So
But
you were in dialogue with him about doing it now or doing it later, I think.
so if he's not under orders to do it now, and it's just going to be the captain alone on the bridge, Casey would return to his post, I think.
okay. Then he'll tell you to report back as soon as possible. Literally.
I will, Doctor. Thank you for your understanding.
All right, Casey exits the room. The image goes up to you. The treatment is ready, sir. Ready for your hand.
Thank you. Good grief. So I'm going to wind up spending because it's diff 4 and my daring is terrible. Yeah, I'm not a very daring person. Let's see. Does the ship's sensors bring this down? I'm guessing not.
No, this is probably going to be computer's medicine. Because it's more or less controlled by the computer once you get it started.
Okay. But the advanced sick bay brings it down.
It could, yes.
Okay. So yeah, let's start.
Because you could also use that advantage to bring the resistance down too. It all depends how you use it.
Yeah, because.
And yeah, you probably do have a few medical personnel probably show up, so you probably do get the 2 now.
Okay.
You know,
So let's
whoever was on the Starbase filed in.
right. Let's go on ahead and just reduce difficulty and resistance for this one. And I'll spend 1 momentum.
All right, so you got 3 dice, ship assist and EMH assist. Well, that was a thing that worked.
Oh my goodness.
Now you just need the ship. See what happens. Mendrak, you got the ship still?
Yeah, sure. When do you need sensor
Computers medicine.
computers?
Ship failed you this time. So that's
Fine.
you get 2 momentum out of this.
3 because I
Doctor, go
reduced
ahead and
3 because I
oh
reduced
yeah.
difficulty using one of them,
You
and
are
then I
correct.
reduced complication.
You are correct. Roll me 7 challenge dice. Right now you are doing 5, unless there's something I don't know about.
No, because the only thing that would fire, and it's not surgery related, would be triumphant from surgery savant. So
I believe that's what you have left, but we are going to head back to the bridge. With whatever support staff you guys want, and Casey will come back onto the bridge at this point.
Captain, ready for duty.
Take your station, Mr. Casey.
Yes, sir.
Helm, prepare to clear all moorings.
Aye, Captain. Starbase has cleared us for departure.
Helm, take us out. Maneuvering thrusters only.
Anyone want to play the con officer?
Anyone in sick bay want to?
DeGrasse is AFK currently.
Okay.
Nadan still here?
Yes,
If you want to play the con officer while you're in the sick bay.
sure. Who's on con right now?
Or Jal.
Yeah, Orgel. And we'll call this role Daring Con or Control Con difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's engines con. The ship's engines will have a +1 complication range for the quick repair that the chief did.
Not
You
bad.
guys get 2 momentum out of that. I believe that gives you a float. And yeah, you're able to maneuver the ship out of Earth's space dock and um, into space. Orbit of Earth.
We'll activate Sova.
Okay.
Set a course towards the sun. Sova, please start begin initiating a tachyon sweep in the area. Look for any cloaked vessels.
Okay. So you guys are in space and you're starting to do that. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to change scenes. I'm going to need all characters affected to roll that fitness medicine at your improved complication range and difficulties, please. And then we're basically going to be entering a type of combat where basically everyone's going to get a. After you guys roll this, we're going to be entering like a combat thing, so we'll take turn orders and such.
I'm gonna spend a momentum.
I will also spend a momentum.
Look at that, Casey. You get yours was diff 3, right? So you get a momentum
Yeah.
back out of that. Medicine worked. Nadon passed.
I don't think I would, actually, because I'm at level 2.
Oh.
As much as I wish I had passed.
Oh, so that is a diff 3.
What about the breakthrough that I got? Does that help with them at all?
Um That is a good point. So Nadon, in your case, I will take the breakthrough in consideration. You don't feel any different. Um, you were starting to feel that the medicine was working, but then it kind of reverted back to where you were. So you don't move positions, but you don't get better, if that makes sense.
It does, yes.
Look at the doctor fighting for his patients already.
I'm waiting for DeGrasse to go before I roll because this is probably
Yep.
bad for me.
He did just come back.
I did. What are we doing?
That same fitness medicine roll.
Oh, okay.
I am taking into account that you are at probably one level lower, because of the doctor's breakthrough and the treatment.
Gotcha.
But I take that to account after you roll. So you still get the plus difficulty, you still get the plus comp range.
Okay. And so it'd be a difficulty 2, or
You are you are a difficulty 3 currently, comp range 2.
okay.
But if you fail, what? So basically, what I'm saying is, if you fail this roll, you just don't get better. You don't feel better, but you
should
don't
be
get
at
worse.
comp range +1.
Yeah. So yeah, comp 2, difficulty 2, or difficulty 3, complication 2.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll burn a momentum and see what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, DeGrasse, you don't feel any worse. So basically, just like Nadon, but I think you missed this. You started once the treatment started, you started feeling better, but then as time gone on, you kind of reverted back to where you were. So it kind of evened out for you. So you don't lose the level. You stay at your same level.
Okay. Cool.
So although you failed and you normally go down, in this case you don't because you're in the treatment. Then we just need the captain.
This is gonna suck.
And you're at difficulty 3, complication 3, if I'm not mistaken, Captain.
Comp 2. You're putting us one head. So like the first fail, was in the past. Second fail was on the surface. I'll be now at fail number 4. Like the next one is injury territory on the next fail.
Okay. If you don't have a reroll, of course.
I'm really gonna save my determination because I'm probably gonna need it later on.
Okay. Captain, just like before, you definitely double over um onto the bridge, fall to the ground. Um kind of almost you try to hold it in best you can, but you do give a painful little, not like a loud yell, but like definitely you make noise as you fall to the ground and try to pull it together.
Can I do a
Casey will.
composure check to kind of maintain my composure?
Yeah, sure.
What's the difficulty?
Oh, for you. For failing. Probably a diff 4.
I take 3 threat. Presence command.
Yes.
Composure for focus.
Yes.
Bold command. So rerolling the
Yep.
comp.
Okay. You get a momentum out of it. And so, Captain, you start to feel the pain coming on, but you kind of will it away, to give the impression to the crew that you are in command and you are fine. But inside, you definitely can feel that you are not fine. And you kind of get the taste of blood, like how you get the taste of blood sometimes on your tongue. Or am I not normal? But you kind of have like a taste of blood kind of on your tongue, on your taste a little bit. But you're able to maintain your composure.
All right.
All right, and with that, we can start whatever you guys were wanting to do. So you guys are en route to the sun. The treatment's going on in sick bay.
Let's cut to sick
So
bay first and let him finish the.
okay. So we'll start here in sick bay. This roll, I think I had it posted somewhere.
It's difficulty 3, magnitude work 13, magnitude 3, resistance 2.
So surgical savant
Yes.
actually gives you an extra breakthrough on that roll, and you had effects. So you should be at magnitude.
Only when it relates to surgery, though.
Oh, this is not surgery. So.
No.
This is a radiation treatment. No cutting involved. Just bombarding them with ionized radiation. But you do have the 2 advantages.
Yeah.
You have the potential for your thing. You
Yeah.
think that would be you think that would be more than once per scene.
I know, but it is once per scene, so.
The science one is basically whenever, the theory and the practice. Or I'm thinking testing a theory, probably.
Testing a theory, but it's different.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I'll do is I'll do the same thing I did last time. One of my advantages to lowering the difficulty, the other to lowering the
Resistance.
yeah, and then I will use my practice makes perfect to lower the difficulty 1 more.
All right, so it'll be a difficulty 1. And you get your normal roll and 2 assist.
Yeah, and I'm spending 1 momentum.
All right, just need the EMH and the ship to assist. And then we just need the ship. That was
That's
Engine's
Engine's Con.
Con.
That's not that. That was
Uh,
not Computer's
well,
Medicine. Same score though.
it would be a Computer's Con has a 13.
Computer's Con has a 13.
Or Computer's Medicine, sorry.
Yeah, same score.
Okay, cool. So you get 2 momentum out of it. Go ahead and roll the challenge dice.
Ooh, spending that momentum to re-roll 4
Mm-hmm.
because I cannot afford not to have a breakthrough.
All right, so you do 6 work here. That will be another breakthrough. All right, so that would be the next roll. DeGrasse and Nadon, you definitely feel better. You guys go down a level of your cellular degradation. So if you have to do another roll, it'll be easier. All right, so that was the doctor's turn. This will be whoever wants to go next.
Have Sova give us a tachyon scan of near the sun. See if there's any cloaked vessels on where we believe the corruption was
All
at.
right. DeGrasse, do you want to grab Silva? Because I think Nadon grabbed the con officer.
Sure. Yeah, let me pull him up. All right, cool.
All right, so this will be Control Science, difficulty 3, complication 2. Adjusting for your ship's sensor science, it'll be a diff 2, comp 2.
Okay. He doesn't have a. Damn, doesn't have a focus. Yep, I'll burn a momentum. Actually, I'll give you threat.
He has cautious science.
Oh, he does. Okay. Burn a momentum.
Right. We do have the ship's sensor science, and you do have the option for a reroll on yours if you need it. He doesn't have technical expertise, does he?
Actually, is the difficulty adjusted for event sensors?
Yeah. It was a base difficulty of 2, so yeah, it's a sorry, it was a base difficulty 3. So yeah, I did adjust for the sensors.
And no, he doesn't have technical expertise.
Oh, that's a complication.
Yes, it is. So the ship has a complication, and you do technically have a re-roll DeGrasse.
I'll take it.
You get another point of momentum, but there is a complication on the table.
Squash it.
Yep.
All right. Let me type something out to you then.
Captain, I detected a sensor reading at coordinates 173 Mark 2.
Is it a cloaked vessel?
GM. It appears so, sir.
Are we in combat turns at this point, Ed?
Technically yes. But they're not doing anything. Or the better phrase is I'm not going to take the time to do their turns because I already have an idea of what they're doing. So I'm not going to take the time to, roll it or whatever because it's not irrelevant, but they don't know they're there yet.
Range?
I'll spend threat to make it extreme currently.
We should be full power, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure on the sheet because it was.
Yeah, your systems are running fine. It's the lack of crew is the bigger issue for most things.
Okay, I'm going to direct Ordral to warp us into close range of that ship cloaked vessel.
Okay. Nidan for the con officer, this will be a controller daring and con. Difficulty 0, but complication range 2.
All right.
I was gonna say spend a.
Yeah, let's do that.
So you need to spend threat to roll.
One more dice. Or however much threat you want to give me.
Just one. What was the difficulty?
It's 0, but it's the complication range of 2.
Yeah, just one dice because I wanted to generate some momentum if we could.
Right. Yeah, Nidan roll one more dice, and then we have the ship's engines con.
You can re-roll one of the complications.
Wow.
RNG hates me today.
3 19s. So you have 2 momentum, 2 complications on the table.
I think Uldrar has actually. He should have some determination. So let's spend his determination to re-roll those 2 complications. Propulsion is a science, navigation is an art.
Yep.
That works. Oh my gosh. At least we get more momentum out of it.
You do get 2 more momentum.
Let's spend
there's-
that 2 to squash.
Okay.
And then,
So
yeah, we're warping into close range of it, and then I
Yep.
want to keep the initiative.
Yep, so that'll be 2 power, I believe. And he does a quick warp right on top of the coordinates given to him by ops.
Actually, I want to spend my determination on by reason or by force to to do a swift task. Oh, I get to assist though because I directed.
Ah, yes.
So what is?
President's command, I believe.
I have a strategy in mind. So strategy and tactics for focus.
Yeah.
The nat 20. Seriously. I can't re-roll that. So I got this. So I'll just spend the 2 momentum to squash.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna spend my determination to do a swift task by reason or by force. And I'm going to, since I have crisis management, I'm gonna use my second direct to order Mr. Casey to lock a tractor beam on that vessel.
Tractor beam's range is close, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
Right?
That's why I said warp into close range.
Yep. Okay. So I have all this lovely thread. Casey, I'm gonna make this a control. So all the base stuff here is going to be a diff 3 comp 2. And then also keep in mind you got to add whatever effects from the cellular degradation. So the base is control security diff 3 comp 2, and then you got to add whatever.
So it's diff 3 comp 4. Roger that.
Your second level?
Yep.
So it should be diff 4 comp 3.
Or yeah, that's what I think that's what I meant to say. Yeah. That's what I put on my sheet. But I'd like to... Go ahead.
Since this is a direct though, we want to also try and gain momentum from the tractor beam because you probably want to retain the initiative, and then I would like to take out their engines, disable their engines. So
That's what I was... Yeah, so I would like to spend my... Can I spend my determination while I'm being directed?
Yeah, so he's basically directing you to do a task. So you get all the things associated with doing a task.
In that case, I'd like to spend it on the value tough it out because my cells are being ripped apart, but he's still like...
I like it.
Job. He's kind of just disintegrating in place. And then I would like to do... We have no momentum. Very cool. What would it be then? 4 threat for 4 additional dice? In addition to the...
It'd be 5 threat.
Alright, yeah. In that case, I'll generate 5 threat. And this was control security, right? And shipboard weapons systems for a focus as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're good. Reroll with bold.
Alright,
So
and then we just need the ship's sensors.
it's structure security, if I remember correctly, for tractor beam.
Yeah, it is structure security. Oh, ship coming through. So Casey generated 6. The ship generated 2. So that would give you 4 momentum.
Well, we're gaining 2 momentum because we're using the other 2 to squash my complication that I keep rolling.
Yep. All right, so Casey, you are able to lock the tractor beam, and you start to notice that it is starting to interfere with the cloak. Are you guys keeping initiative?
Yes, we're keeping initiative so Casey can go and take out their engines.
Okay. So Casey, you're targeting phasers then?
yes.
All right, so this is going to be a base difficulty 3 because you're in close range.
Right, so am I targeting phasers or engine?
We're disabling them, so engines.
Okay.
So it'd be diff 4 technically.
Yeah.
Okay,
Diff
so
phase or-
so this is diff 4 for you, but with your degradation, this is going to be a difficulty 5, complication 2.
Right. Uh,
Do you have a milestone?
uh, yeah, I could also just go full threat. I think I can make it. So I have focus. Oh, I know what I'll do. Star-Cross Metal. I'm gonna double the focus range for this task, and I'm gonna spend generate 6 threat for 5 dice.
I should
All
use
right.
my Christopher's Pike Metal.
Okay, so the focus range for this task will be 10.
Okay. None of those ones will be a 2. It's a 2 11s and a 12.
Yep.
But
But
still a damn good roll, Casey. That is 7. Nope. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you will get 2 momentum. It is a hit. Please roll damage.
we're gonna do that. Yes, I would like to reroll.
Right now it would be 3.
Roll 5.
So one of the versatile to reroll 5.
Yep. Oh, good God. Oh, should still be a breach.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now you're doing 4.
Other versatile into piercing.
Yep.
That would be a 6. Casey, you give a direct hit right to the engines, blowing out one of the nacelles and thus disabling their weapon. Their engines. As a stream of plasma falls out of the nacelle and totally disabling the cloak.
What ship is on screen?
The one you are very familiar with.
Shot, Mr. Casey. She squints briefly.
Thank you, Captain. Shall we board?
Send over a boarding team. Um, Single them asking for their surrender.
Yes, Captain. You'll like.
Because we're in combat terms, because like there's really nothing I can do, right? Still.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, technically it would be them.
Passes to them. So.
Yep. What do they do? Casey will be a good messenger for this one. There you are. Since you gave me all this threat.
Captain, they've initiated self-destruct. Estimated 30 seconds.
Orville, get us out of here.
Aye, sir.
It's a minor actually just released the tractor beam, right?
Yes. Yeah, it has to be. If not, it is now.
So I directed Ordril, unless is getting on a starbase counted as a part of the combat task.
It did not. He does have a turn.
Okay, so then Ordril
Uh,
can get us out of here.
all right,
Yeah, I'll do that. What's the roll that's needed?
making that up right now. You got that going. That happening. I'm gonna make this a difficulty 2. Daring con, complication 2.
I'll spend to get another die.
Threat or momentum.
He has both,
Ah.
so
He has bold.
Yeah.
Then I'll do I'll do the threat then.
Mentrock should also have a turn as well. Would he be able to like do a transport people on there? Just that idea.
He could, yes.
he's in engineering though, isn't he still?
He is.
Yep.
You still get a, do you still get a turn if you're like in it if the engineer's in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and real quick before we do the roll for warping out. Mendrock, try and beam over the individuals on that Romulan vessel into the brig.
Into the brig. Alright. Yes, Captain. So I will lock on to the life forms and beam them to the brig.
All right, so I'm gonna spend 4 threat here. I'm gonna make this a your base difficulty 2, not from a pad, not going to a pad, and then my threat spends for the environment. I'm gonna make this a difficulty 5, complication 2. With your advanced sensors, this is going to be a difficulty 4, comp 2.
Okay.
Because I have bold and I use threat to get the extra
ahead,
die, I'm gonna re-roll the 0 there.
Yeah, we could get your roll done, but the momentum won't be there. I think he's trying to beam then warp, but you could finish your roll,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
and we'll resolve that after. So yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so computers is a focus.
This will be transporters.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Man, the complications are not friendly to you guys tonight.
Alright. You said difficulty 4,
Yep, difficulty 4, complication 2.
and what am I rolling?
Control engineering.
Okay, great. Alright. So no focus.
We need to
I'll buy. So I'll spend the 2 momentum and whatever threat I need to get 2 extra dice.
So 2 momentum, 1 threat for 4 dice.
Yep.
Yeah. 3, I don't. Yeah, because I had cautious in case I need it. Oh, I know what I want to do. I just read this a moment ago. My medal, Coffered Medal of Excellence. Oh, that's a focus, so okay, never mind. Not using one. Hey, there we go.
I just need the ship. Get a momentum. Mendrock, the computers are reading that the beam is complete. Security reports that they have the 3 Romulans in custody.
Mendrock to bridge. Captain Prince.
Good work, Lieutenant Helm. Get us the hell out of here.
And we already technically resolved that roll, so you get 2 momentum, but there's a complication.
2 momentum would squash the gun.
All right.
We'll get the power for transport. And
Meanwhile, in sickbay, now we gotta scroll up to find the doctor's roll. I believe it's a difficulty 2, work 7, magnitude 2, resistance 2.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So one of the advantages is going to difficulty, the other to resistance.
I had a diff 1.
Yeah. And then spend the momentum.
Oh, dear
Holy
God.
smokes!
Just need computers medicine and the EMH. Ship is an all-star in this case. Just see if the EMH is up the par. Yeah, that is 7 momentum gained from that roll.
Okay. So here is this. Oh my goodness. And
You do have a float, so you could spend 1 and finish off the work track, and that'll give you 2 breakthroughs.
that should finish the task right there. We'll still have 6 momentum on the table.
Yep.
let's do that.
EMH will say, Doctor, the procedure is complete.
Good. Good. Uh we need to check on the captain and or at least I need to check on the captain and Cassie.
It is confirmed, Doctor. The cellular degradation has been reversed.
Good. Minor stimulant.
The EMH hands it to you.
Going to inject both Commander DeGrosse and Lieutenant Nadon to wake them back up.
And Nadon, in case you wake to see the doctor running a few tricorder sweeps over you.
Ooh. Well, doctor, are we fixed up?
You two are, but I need the captain and Lieutenant Commander Casey down here.
Thanks, Doctor. It's nice to not feel like my head is slowly imploding and exploding at the same time somehow.
Oh, that is good. But I do need the captain and Lieutenant Commander Casey, please, Commander DeGrosse. I'll need to run them through this as well.
Understood. We'll send them down when we get to the bridge. And DeGrasse will get up and head to the bridge.
The Grass's token is so big when you first place it.
Super massive.
And the turbo lift comes to a stop at the bridge, and the doors open.
Captain, Commander DeGrasse, and Lieutenant Nadon reporting for duty.
Understood. Commander, the bridge is yours. Mr. Casey, I think we have an appointment that we need to keep. Commander, there are several Romulans in the brig. I suggest Just your discretion.
Understood, sir. We'll be asking questions.
All right, Captain and Casey, you make your way down to sickbay.
Doctor, I hope you have a treatment for us.
I actually do. Commander DeGrosse and Lieutenant Nadon have both undergone the treatment and are both back at full health.
Very well. Takes a seat in the bio bed.
Okay, so I'm going to change the task on this one on you, mostly because of the amount of time that Captain Prax has. Basically for how degraded the captain's cells are, along with Casey's, you're going to need a more direct treatment. So instead of an extended task, I'm going to just do one task. To basically,
Okay.
you're just going to, for lack of a better word, microwave them. So
Oh yeah.
I'm going to make this a. I got to do difficulty 6, complication 3.
Difficulty 6, comp 3.
Yep.
Well, let's see. I can reduce that down by 2.
I just didn't have the threat to make the captain roll one more time.
I know.
I mean, even if you did, I have the carry order of heroism to avoid the injury for free. So
Oh,
that's why I
man.
wasn't worried the entire time. I was like, it's an injury. It's what I can avoid it. Just after that.
Yeah. Well, after that, yeah, you might have avoided that injury, but then you literally disintegrate in front of people.
So, I can reduce it down to diff 4 with a comp range of 3.
Captain, did you have a veteran that you needed to roll for?
I do not have veteran on this character.
Okay. Could not remember.
I mean, I could do a plan of action to tell him, like, hey, I need you to do this and this, but I don't think that will apply.
Fortunately, you already used up your directs.
I don't know. Well, I don't even know if I can really direct him for this anyway.
Those don't come into play.
Give her I'd say. You know?
Okay, so this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna wind up spending
Let her rip.
all 6 of the momentum.
See, now I have the power to end the scene.
Beyblades. Let her rip.
Well,
He spent 6 momentum.
I spent momentum. I didn't give you threat.
Sorry.
I did not give you threat.
I am so used to you giving threat for every roll.
I know, but this character is different. This is not a bold character.
My mistake.
So, here we go. Please, no whammies.
What did you use the advantages for?
Difficulty.
One each or
Both
2 for
diff.
diff? Okay. Just need the EMH and the ship's computers. Come on, whammies.
That's computers. Now for the EMH. Yes!
You gain 4 momentum out of that.
Yep.
So you turn up the so Doctor, you turn up the the radiation dosage for this treatment basically to its highest setting that would obviously not kill the patients from the amount of radiation. Um, and it does the trick. It reverses the cellular degradation. You do have to do follow-ups with them for the amount of radiation they took to make sure they don't have any side effects from it. But it appears that the good captain and Casey are no longer in danger of disintegrating before your eyes.
So basically, after the treatment's done, he's gonna administer another mild sedative to wake him up, and do his tricorder scans, make sure everything's good.
Well, I seem to have all my spots.
And your cells are actually mending nicely. However, I will need to do a few follow-up check-ins on both of you due to the fact that I had to administer so much of the radiation. I want to make sure there's no negative side effects from that.
Of course, Doctor. Captain to bridge.
Bridge here, Captain.
Commander, set a course back for ESD and let them know of our prisoners.
Aye,
And
aye.
inform Mendrock once we arrive at ESD to perform a proper restart of all ship systems. I will be in my quarters if you need anything.
Yes, Captain. Feel better soon. And DeGrasse will give the orders and let Lieutenant Mendrock know to restart the systems and make sure
Aye,
it's
Commander.
tip-top shape.
I had that in mind. So I will make sure it's done properly.
All right. Is there anything else anyone wanted to do?
Filed a report with Starfleet Command and requisition for transfer for one Lieutenant Commander Michael Pearson.
Yep. Probably be a good fleet report. A report to Admiral Paris directly. But yeah, if there's no other role play or anything in game you guys would like to do, I think we could probably call it here.